Everything sounds good. Everything sounds good. Family, what's good with you? Yep. Everything looks good. Everything sounds good. It is good to see y'all out there. Yep. Hey, this is your boy, man, AK Harrison. Uh there is some conversations that's going on out there, man. How are y'all doing out there, man? I've been on the internet just checking things out, man. And there was this video about Dr. Umar's daughter. We already know what's going on with Dr. Umar and his daughter, but if you don't, I'm gonna go ahead and catch you up. Okay, Dr. Umar's daughter has came out and said that he has been neglecting her, that he's been out of her life. She's been reaching out and he hasn't been there in her life to receive her. Okay, this is what she said. Now, I made it lightly, right? But some people would call that a deadbeat dad. He wasn't there in his child's life. He was just paying child support, right? And Dr. Umar said that, hey, I've tried my best. I have court documents this thick that can justify and prove that I've done my part. I've done everything that is within the law, within the white man's law, that I can do to be a part of your life. And he was probably waiting on this day. He was probably waiting on this season where his kids will reach out to him. But his daughter is out for blood. She's out for blood, okay? One of the content creators that she is, and Dr. Umar says it like this, right? Dr. Umar says that, well, this young lady, she is really chasing clout. Okay. She is on social media and she's trying to get her name up and she's trying to get recognition. And the daughter's like, nah, that ain't it. I'm trying to get a relationship with my sister, not with you, but with my sister. Hey, look, she said, I'm trying to get a relationship with my other sister, with my sibling, you know, but not with the dad. Okay. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to look into this conversation because what happened is this. What happened is this. Now that this daughter is older, she's been on the web and she had a taste of celebrity, of fame. She had a taste of the limelight and she wants more. I think Jay-Z said that those bright lights, it's like a drug. These bright lights will turn you into a monster. Fame is the worst drug. It's worse than fentanyl. It's worse than coke. It's worse than crack. It's worse than heroin. Fame. People overdose on fame, and I believe that's where we are. So now she's really climbing up the ranks, or she's working her way through some social media personalities, some podcast personalities, so she can continue on the fame train. Oh man, look, she is on the fame train, and she is trying to ride this thing until she gets to the end of the rainbow, and hopefully there is a pot of gold there for her. That's what she wants. She said that she wants a relationship with her sister. I just don't believe that, because if she did, there are different avenues to go about that. Because don't get me wrong, Philadelphia is a big city, but it ain't that goddamn big. The black community ain't that damn big to where somebody that is of Dr. Umars lineage is hard to find. Like, come on now. Like, knock it off, baby girl. Knock it off. You can put in a simple Google search of people names, and it will show you who they're connected to, their relatives. They have they kin folks. I'm telling you, I'm gonna just stop right there. Like you're playing games, but to double down on what I'm saying, that she's playing games, because if it was all love, right? If it was all love, she would not have chosen this particular podcaster to get her story out. Okay? Like, there are some people that you can just go to, and yes, they're going to tell your story, and they're going to help you get whatever it is that you need out, right? And then there are some other people who you know for sure they're out for blood. Ain't no healing over here, bit. it's all it's all bad over here, okay? Now we're gonna get to me sharing my screen. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get the rocking over here, man. So this is Cynthia G. And Cynthia G is she a man hater? Because she has kids, right? You know, I don't know if she's a man hater, but she pushes man hate. Is that safe to say that she pushes man hate? Uh she pushes the agenda that is anti-black man. She pushes conversation that is anti-black man. You know, she done came up with the term bandit, which is pretty funny. You know, bandits. We can go ahead and give her a round of applause for bandit. For people, you know, when they do funny stuff, bandit is good. You know, that's pretty funny. But Cynthia G is a part of the problem. Okay, she really is. She's a part of the problem. Okay, there we go. Now, like I said, we're going to highlight old Mrs. Cynthia G to the best of our ability. Let's see if we got it here. Make sure y'all can hear this.
Is single mother headed homes. But what no one wants to acknowledge in the black community is that black men, these black fathers, are the ones who are perpetuating the absentee father epidemic in the black community.
The only way that black men can perpetuate absentee fatherism is that if women allow them to get into the nookie, like, and not only do women, because regardless if you're white, black, Asian, whatever, allow them to get the nookie raw dog. Y'all love that raw dog equipment. Like, come on now. The only way that black men can perpetuate anything, it starts with intercourse with the black, well, with the woman. Let's just start there.
Literally causing the absentee father issue in the black community.
Cap.
But rather than take accountability, they've blamed black women.
Yep.
They've blamed the system.
You.
They've blamed welfare.
No.
They blamed the white man. They've blamed everything that they could except the white woman. And we already know why they didn't blame the white woman, because then they would have to justify why their preferences has done so much destruction to the community. The issue of absentee fathers in the black community has been discussed many times on many different platforms. And as many of you know, a few years ago, I had the opportunity to discuss the issue of absentee fathers on Fox Soul with Umar Johnson, who is also known for speaking against absentee fathers and who is now facing his own backlash after his own daughter came out exposing him for being an absentee father. But the panel was discussing, though, whether or not there was a war on black men. This is what the panel was discussing. You guys already know my thoughts on the war on black men.
I mean, there is a war on black men. I mean, come on now. Ever since the inception of this country right here, there has been a war, and that's a fact. I mean, you can't deny it. Now, if you deny it, that's because you're just being delusional and you just don't want to acknowledge it. But black men die at a higher rate in this country than any other race. Black men are incarcerated at a higher rate than any other race, any other demographic in this country, right? Black men have low education grades. They don't graduate from high school. They don't graduate from college. Like, look, I know you could say that, well, if black men try harder, things will be better. They're the captain of their ship. They control their own destinies. If they did better, they would do better. But let me tell you something. Damn it. Hogwash. Because we already know how the system works, man. Mm, mm, mm. But that's a different conversation for another time.
Of this panel, and I was adamant that there is no external war being waged on the black community, and I still believe that. While I do not believe that there is a war being waged on black men by an external source, I do believe that there is a war being waged against the black community.
Good.
The war is waged by black men, and one of the primary weapons they use is abandonment. We already know there's a whole host of issues that presents in males and females when they have an absentee father. The issues are not being caused by the single mother. They are being caused by the fathers who refuse to take care of their children.
I believe that if a woman actually wanted somebody in the home with her, she would allow that person to be there. A lot of times we got to go ahead and keep it a buck, right? Um Sometimes personalities do clash. And you would think that, okay, I have this man's baby that I would want him to be around, not somebody else, but I would want this man around. And usually, let me tell you something. Everybody is high on their high horse, man. Let's go ahead and get to the nitty gritty, dog. Look, we're talking about baby mom. We're talking about a young Umar and a young woman that he had a child with. They're somewhere in their 20s. Okay. We're talking about young people who I'm gonna need to turn this down text message off. We're talking about a young Umar Johnson and a young lady that he had a baby with, right? We're talking about people who were in their 20s. People in their 20s are irrational. Can we all agree with that? Young people, they don't have their minds developed, so they don't know how to say what they really mean and say what they feel and say what's on their mind and really compromise to make their families work. Okay. Now, Dr. Umar, he comes off as the type of person that ha- he probably have a plan in place. Okay, we could say that because I don't think that a man of Dr. Umar ilk can get to where he is right now without having some type of vision. Okay, you know, like it's almost impossible, right? Like, look, man, this dude, he's well spoken, he's higher educated, so he doesn't come off as the type of person who will not have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. And while he's setting those long-term goals, he's executing them with the short-term goal. That's the type of person that he comes off as, right? And he would need his woman to be on the program. Like, get with it. Like, ma'am, I'm going places. I got this thing cooking. I'm cooking. I got this thing working, and I want you to be on board with it. I need you to be on board with it. And I know that you got a baby, and that's all good. But I'm going to need you with that pregnant baby on the inside of you to be on board with what it is that I got going on. Because I'm up to something and this thing is cooking. I just don't know what, I don't know when, and I don't know how it's gonna really blow, but it's gaining some traction though. One thing about those baby mamas, they get entitled. They feel as if I have this child on the inside of me, right? I have this kid with you that you should be bowing down to me. That's what the movie said. That's what that's what Disney said. Disney said that you will be bowing down to me. Disney said that you will be down on one knee because I'm a woman. Now, two young people, they have their two different philosophies and ideologies. He's smart and brilliant. She's probably young and beautiful. Looking at that child, shoot, his mama been the mama some kind of red bone, yellow bone. I mean red, because that's a light skinned child coming from a dark skinned man. Like, wow, okay, I got a couple of those, and shoot. So here we go. 20 years later, because we don't find common ground in our 20s because Hell, I'm young, I'm beautiful, I'm young, I'm pretty, I hit hard, and no doubt she's young, she's pretty, she hit hard in her own right. No doubt she does. And those two young adults end up going their separate ways, Cynthia G. Don't be looking at me like that. Now, when those two young adults go their separate ways, there is a child that is left behind that's going to suffer. And I hope that you speak towards that and not just beat up on a man, because there is a child that's going to suffer through all of that, through the trauma of dad not being there and mom not creating the ideal situation so dad can be there. Like, come on, man, let's get it.
Now, black men will tell you that someone is extracting them from their home, but what Umar Johnson failed to tell anybody on this panel discussion is who took him out of the home.
The woman.
Who is to blame for Umar Johnson
The woman.
providing for being in the life of
The woman.
pouring into his own daughter?
The black woman.
Many of us didn't even know he had.
The woman. Because we don't know if she black yet, but the woman.
The reason we have yet another contradiction is because we hold black men absolutely to zero standards. The black community gives black men a pass to abandon their children, even though black women complain about black.
No, they don't. Black men go to jail behind child support. Black men are ridiculed on the internet by you, by other people who create these podcasts and call them all type of names. Deadbeat, bandit. You call them bum, black, useless male, Charleston White. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Because everybody, hell, all content creators, because I was just watching one not too long ago. He said that, hey, if we know that you're a deadbeat, yo, you like you're cut off from the pack. Okay. So nobody gives black men or any male from for that point a pass for not being in their kids. It's just in their kids' lives. That's just diabolical. Now, I will say that there are some reasons why you're not around. Because if that woman makes it difficult to not be around, then guess what? You're not going to be around. I wonder if your baby daddy is around, Cynthia G.
And abandoning their children, we still help to give them a pass in abandoning their children. They also have a legal pass to abandon their children as well. Per the research that I did, there has yet to be one man, regardless to race, who has been prosecuted for abandoning his children. There has been numerous women who have been. I feel the need to point that out because I think it's quite clear that we live in a system of injustice towards women. One of the injustices perpetuated on women is burdening them with the oppression of single motherhood. Even though Umar Johnson has spoken out about oppression numerous different times, he has still subjected at least one black woman that we know of to the oppression of single motherhood. But I want to play a little.
Yes, he's already done said that he has two baby mamas. He already done said that.
For y'all, I want to play a clip because I don't want to lie on Umar Johnson.
Thank you.
I don't want to do that. So we're going to look at Umar Johnson's own words. This is when we were on Fox Soul discussing, and I want y'all to look at this clip here. As we listen to Umar Johnson explain what he thinks is important in the community and what he believes is the cause of the absentee father epidemic.
Hey, this was such a very interesting this was an interesting panel, because this dark skinned woman right here in the top left corner is actually transgender, right? And the whole time, he was Dr. Umar, he's being so simpish, right? He is simp. And that's the thing, right? Because Cynthia G, this man, he absolutely adores and loves black women to where he overlooks that, yo, even though this woman, her face is a little harder, little less feminine than these two women right here, he was very respectful to address her as as a lady. Like that's how this dude rock. That right there alone speaks to the character of a Dr. Umar. It speaks to who he is and how he operates. You don't get there overnight. That thing can't be on you. It's in you, dog.
Let's get into it. Are a black man. Why should I care about a war being waged against you?
If you care about the future of black people, then you naturally have to care about the destiny of black men. When you look at most of the pathology in the black community today, from black on black crime to single female headed households to poor academic outcomes to unemployment, much of that is due to the war against black men. So if we want to survive and thrive as a black family and as a black community, we have to implement solutions for black men.
Now, I want to leave it there because as you were listening to Umar Johnson talk about how important it is to invest in the destiny of black men, you heard him say everything from crime in the black community to mother-headed homes, to single mother-headed homes, it is due to the war on black men. Now, perhaps Umar Johnson got caught in that war.
Yo, I swear to God, man, she is good at what she does, okay? She is a dirty, rotten, like if there was an adversary, if there was a worthy adversary, let me tell you something, Dr. Umar. I know you want to say it's the system that drives this woman, right? To be against black men or to be against you. Let's just keep it right there with you. I know you want to say if it wasn't for the white man's money, okay? If it wasn't for white man's YouTube, if it wasn't for the white man's system of oppression, she wouldn't be against you. She wouldn't have a reason to, right? Like money is going to drive her to do that. She found a lick, damn for she's on the lick. But damn, dog. Face the boogeyman, right? Cause I know we're playing chess and not checkers, but damn, those pawns are getting closer. And let me tell you something, dog. Those pawns on the chessboard can do some damage, man. Like if you know how to use those pawns on a chessboard strategically, you can do some real damage. You could do some real damage. While you're focusing on, the bigger pieces on the chessboard, trying to conquer the king, because that's what it's really all about. Meanwhile, that little old pawn is taking out some major pieces and causing some damage on the chessboard. You might want to be more strategic and maybe, let me tell you something, and maybe, just maybe, this pawn right here made it to the promised land and got upgraded to a bigger piece. So we might want to reevaluate how we look at someone like a Cynthia G. We might want to do that. I don't think she's no longer a pawn. I mean, 70,000 subscribers, and it was just, I think last year she got her channel taken down, and she's right back at it. On your neck, black man.
He didn't tell us at all because when he was on Fox Soul, he also did not tell us that he even had a child. We didn't even know that Umar had a child, but now that we know he
irrelevant to the conversation.
Said child. Why are we saying that Umar Johnson
irrelevant to the conversation? But carry on.
Abandoned said child? Well, because Umar Johnson has admitted to abandoning said child. We will not lie on Umar Johnson, but what we will do is we will play his words to you. Umar Johnson has paraded around as if he was a man with no children. That's why I say most of us didn't even know that Umar Johnson had a kid.
Hold up now. He's been on plenty of websites saying that he had kids, but go ahead.
I didn't even know he had a kid. I didn't know he had a kid. Put a 1 in the chat box if you knew Umar Johnson had one child. I did not know he had.
Actually, he said that he had 2.
Now, if you were to ask me on this same panel, was there a war on black men? Then you would understand that there absolutely isn't a war on black men, except for the one that black men are waging against the community on their own. I tried to bring a sense of accountability here because the reality is the only way that we can fix the issues in the black community is to acknowledge that we have them. That means we have to also acknowledge that black men are choosing to walk out on their children. They are not.
Once again, whenever she say that black men are choosing to do that, look, black men, we put up a fight, okay? Black men put up a fight to be not only with their kids, but to be with their woman. Black men love their woman, okay? Let me tell you something. Black men would call out of work to be with their black woman. What are you talking about? Black men skip out on money to be with their black woman. Baby, I'm calling out. I ain't going to work today. Hey, Mr. Charlie, man, I'm sick. I got the flu. I'm going to send in a doctor's note tomorrow. All right. Hey, Mr. Charlie, I just fell off my house. I broke my back. Spinal. I ain't going to be at work today. I'm going to send you a note, a doctor's note tomorrow, just to be with that black woman. What are you talking about?
Extracted from their home. We have to acknowledge that with Umar Johnson as well.
Love black women, bro.
We have to ask ourselves, how insidious is it for a man?
And we love black women for all of the wrong reasons, too. That's the thing. We love black women for all of the wrong reasons. Boy, she fine in the motherfucker. Boy, she got that fire top, man. She got that good bottom. She, for all of the wrong reasons, Cynthia G, like, knock it off.
Act as though he centers the black family, but then he's chosen to partially create one himself and then abandon the children. That's what this man has chosen to do. Is he the only person who has chosen to do this? No. There are multiple black men who were held up as leaders, who were revered, who did the same thing. Ross Moy said there's no war on black men. These lame ninjas are the one waging war on the black woman. And they are.
Ninjas.
And they refuse to take any accountability for it. They won't take any accountability for it. Now, someone saying 3 kids, 3 baby mamas. I don't know that to be true or not, so I'm going to go ahead and leave the number alone. But what we do know is that one has come out and she has been adamant that Umar Johnson has not been present for a day in her life. Not a
Child support. That means that he is on court records trying to be there. Because no doubt in my mind, when it comes to family court, he's like, because a man, he comes to a realization that, yo, I'm not just going to continue pouring money into something and I don't want to see what it is that I'm investing in. I'm dumping all of this money. Hell, some of y'all like to talk about the little $20 and $50 that y'all get per week. Shit, I make minimum wage. I make $8 an hour, dog. You chose to be with this $8 an hour Negro. Therefore, I'm providing what the white man said because you kicked me out the house. It would be more. You would have my presence. So you're getting this $50 a week because I'm not there. And you don't want me there because if you did, I would be there. So therefore, I'm getting you $50 because that's all I make. I make $8 an hour. Okay, you chose me as I am, and I am comfortable. Let me tell you something, man. Sometimes men can be content right where they are, dog. Men don't need much. Good Lord. A roof over the head, food, water, right? Clean clothes, and a woman that can enjoy them right where they are. Shit. Right where I am. Love me right where I am.
not one single day, and this is a problem.
Hell, I love you where you are.
Because even if you only had one child, I would think this would be the child that Umar will be parading around. I would think this child would be Umar's progeny. She would be his predecessor. I would think that Umar Johnson would actually be bringing her on tours with him, setting her up to continue on with his legacy. And unless he just don't want to because she's a female. I'll say it again. Sorry, y'all, those are my shutters over there. Let me go ahead and shut them so that they're not flying open and we'll get back to it. Hold on, y'all. Absolutely not.
Hey, she got up. She don't want you to see that bottom. She got some big bright eyes. Shout out to the bright eyes. And as a matter of fact,
Thank you. Okay, we're back. Now, here's the thing. I didn't know that Umar had a child. I know many of you didn't either. I really didn't. I didn't know he had one. I believe that there's multiple so-called black leaders who believe that they are untouchable.
the hell? Yeah, see.
So let's go over yet another contradiction.
Man, get your shit together, girl.
Umar Johnson, as he blames black women, not the system, for the issues in the community on the same panel that
Get
he
your shit
blames the
together.
system. Let's listen to it.
Well, I do not endorse any kind of a second-class citizenship role for black women. I believe black women have as much to offer as do black men, so I'm not sure who the queen is referring to because I am not a misogynist and I do not support that type of narrative that said the black woman's position is only to have children and to prepare food. But at the same time, I think black women have to look at themselves because although white supremacy has been the greatest enemy of the progress of black men, you would also have to argue that black women have probably been the greatest accomplice to to supporting the white power structure
Come on,
and the
man.
destruction of black
There
men.
we go.
Even
That's
the
it.
conversation we're having right now,
That's it.
black women have yet to, not sure who the queen is referring
That
to,
is it.
because I am not a misogynist and I do not support that type of narrative that said the black woman's position is only to have children and to prepare food. But at the same time, I think black women have to look at themselves, because although white supremacy has been the greatest enemy of the progress of black men, you would also have to argue that black women have probably been the greatest accomplice to supporting the white power structure to have children and to prepare food. But at the same So when we come back, structure in their destruction. Women have to look at themselves, because although white supremacy has been the greatest enemy of the progress of black men, you would also have to argue that black women have probably been the greatest accomplice to supporting the white power structure in their destruction of black men.
I see nothing wrong with that statement. Because look, if you're going to take down any community, right, you do it from the inside out. Okay. You take control of the family. Women give birth to the families. Even though men, we are crowned and supposed to be the leaders of these so-called households and family, it is women who give birth to them. Men give the instruction. Women, you do the nurturing and you follow through with the plan. But somehow I know Cynthia G, she's gonna mix that all up though.
So, Umar Johnson can say that black women are the greatest accomplice to white supremacy's war against black men, because we're talking about the problems that black men actually perpetuate. But he does not see himself as part of the problem, even though he's perpetuating a cycle of absentee fatherism in the black community that 100% aids in the white supremacist power structure or any war that they would have waged against black men. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. So does it surprise me that now we're dealing with Umar?
She is such an eye roll. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, just roll your eye at her. Like, I can see why old boy he did what he did though. I can definitely see why he chose her, because ain't no doubt in my mind they probably have some good discussions, some good back and forths. Shit. Man, listen. I got some diabolical thoughts in my mind right now, right? Like, yo, the way that this YouTube and internet thing work, he is probably coaching her. Hey, if you take the adversary role, right? If you go against black men, some of those talking points that you do against me, you can make some money. We can get some money. I don't I don't put nothing past none of these dudes
Who Umar
and they chicks.
Johnson himself actually stated out of his own mouth that
I don't put nothing past you black men or you black women, dog. Hey man, we gotta get to that money, bro. And whatever it take, by hook or crook too.
wasn't there for his daughter. Yet a lot of people seem to want to have a certain opinion here, bring up conspiracy theories, talk about clout chasing, talk about
Let me see if I can speed this up.
Even though Umar Johnson said out of his own mouth that he wasn't there for his daughter. Let's listen to it. This for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good black love, because you never validated me as a woman. You feel me? If you can't find good black love because you never validated me as a woman. I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good black love, because you never validated me as a woman. I wasn't there for my daughter. 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 I wasn't there for my daughter.
That's cute.
I wasn't there for my daughter. I wasn't there for my daughter.
That's real cute. I like that. Ooh wee. I like that.
wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find
She love what she's doing. Look at the look of satisfaction. The look of satisfaction on her face as she's going through that, right? Let me see this thing, man.
because you never validated me as a woman. I wasn't there for my daughter. 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 I wasn't there for my daughter.
The look of satisfaction that comes on her face.
I wasn't there for my daughter. I wasn't there for my daughter.
Man, she's loving this too. Woo wee. That's it. The look of satisfaction. It's disgusting, y'all. It's like I got you. I got my sound bite. I got what it is that I was looking for. Whatever it is that Cynthia G that she needed, this right here is going to fuel her for the next few months, maybe 6 months, dog. Look at that look of satisfaction on her face. Just look at it, man. But she's so satisfied. Boy, she is satisfied. You heard me? Mm, mm, mm. But she done struck gold. Woo wee. Like I ain't never seen this woman smile before, and she just let out the biggest grin. She is so satisfied. Like she is loving what she see, what she heard. Like, man, she knows she got something good on you, Dr. Umar. Oh, man. She's happy. This is wow. Black women are happy when they get the opportunity to take you down. Black women, they get a sense of satisfaction when they can bring you down. Black women, when given the opportunity to tear you down, she will. Her happiness is attached to your demise. A black woman's happiness is attached to the black man's demise. Look at his face. His face says so. Man, she is so satisfied. Look at her. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Look at her just licking her lips. She is enjoying every moment of it. It's almost like she. Boy, she's getting that tingly feeling in her groin, man.
Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good black love because you never validated me as a woman. I wasn't there for my daughter. I wasn't there for.
Look at that look, man. She is happy, bro. Man, she is just smiling all the way through this thing, man. Like she enjoyed. Look, Cynthia G is enjoying bringing you down, man. Black women, their happiness is attached to the black man's demise. Look at that.
And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason.
The modern black women, some of you country girls who are still living in, the 60s and the 70s, you're not quite there yet. But we're talking about the modern women, though.
I can't find good black love because you never validated me as a woman. I wasn't there for my daughter.
Does anybody know who took Umar Johnson out of the home? I need to know.
He done said plenty times that the system did it. Okay, the ideologies of white supremacy did it. Now, feminism did it. Okay, he already said this millions of times. We've heard it. Come on, Cynthia G, knock it off.
I have to know. I just want to know who extracted this man from his home, because surely someone has done it. Surely someone has done it. Now, the reason I had to play that on the loop like that, because no accountability is being given to this man who literally predicted that he would be exposed because he wasn't here for his daughter. And then he gets to come out and try to bully said daughter, and the black community just doesn't care. The black community joins him in trying to bully a daughter that he said that he wasn't there for.
Playing the victim. No, they haven't. Plenty black men already done said that, yo, okay, let's hear this black girl out. Okay. Because look, let's be real clear. Dr. Umar, he comes off as very arrogant, right? And a smarty art. Most people don't like smarty art, especially in the black community. We don't like smarty art. And he's like, I'm smarter than you, so therefore I'm better than you. So a lot of black people, especially black men, they're like, yo, the roosters are coming home to crow. But then as that girl kept talking, then it's like, oh, all right, we see what's going on here. She running a play.
That's what we doing?
I wasn't there for my daughter. And I wasn't there for my daughter. I wasn't there for my daughter. I wasn't there for my daughter. I wasn't there for my daughter.
You know, it is kind of funny the way that she keeps running that back, though. Good for you.
I wasn't there for my daughter. I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good black love because you never validated me as a woman. I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day, I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day, I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day, I wasn't there for my daughter.
Come on, man, hurry up.
She may expose me on one of these podcasts one day.
Like she's just so tickled with that. Like she is tickled over the fact that she just loving that. It's been at least 3 minutes of her just running that play back. Like, oh man, she loves that. She want to see you crumble, black man. Because guess what? She don't want to see you in the home. She don't want to. She don't want to see Dr. Umar reconcile with his daughter. No, because what? Because if he reconciles with her daughter, guess what? That's less toxic content that she can create and build on. She's not with the solution. She's with the destruction. Some of us are here to build, and some of us are here to destroy. Carry on, Cynthia.
You're the reason I can't find good black love because you never validated me as a woman.
I just want y'all to understand that. Like, I don't understand this. Like, I know I look like I'm about to laugh, but the only reason why it's humor is I don't understand this. Like, y'all, I don't understand. How do you say this?
I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day.
All right, I'm done with this.
But if I was going to contribute, then I would probably be checking his credentials before. Maxie, you said big back pineapple head. I mean, listen, jokes aside, this is actually like a huge issue in the black community. Jokes aside. Anissa is here. She is just running a little bit late. And as soon as she gets here, then she will be up here to tell her side because she is here.
Well, let's go ahead and get to her then because you on that capping and rapping. Here we go.
I went for film and media arts, which was pretty cool. I'm in TikTok.
While you work on getting yourself on camera, if you want to introduce yourself, you absolutely can. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. So definitely use it as you need to.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Anissa. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Philadelphia. And as far as a little bit about myself, I consider myself to be a content creator / comedian. I make content on Instagram and TikTok.
Yo, she said, hey, this is my name and my occupation is content creator and comedian. Okay. Yo, let's go ahead and let's start right here, man. Her job is to create content and to make people laugh. Man, I ain't said it. She said it. She said that she was a damn clown. But let's go.
Aside from that, I actually want to get into education. I'm working to become an RBT, which
What? If you're looking to get into education, ain't your father's he's the man.
are people that work with kids that have autism. So I'm very excited about.
Your father works with at-risk kids. Man, some people need to tell these kids to knock it off. Knock it off, black woman. Knock it off. Knock it off.
That, and I definitely look forward to going back to school. After graduating high school, I did attend Roxborough University. I'm sorry, I attended Temple University. Roxborough was the high school that I went to. I attended Temple for one semester. I went for film and media arts, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I did attend college during COVID, so I wasn't able to be on campus. So I did stop going to school, but I do plan on going back. So that's
Why you ain't went to why you ain't did online courses? You mean to tell me all these online classes, uh Phoenix, you said that you up there in Philly, you got Temple. I know Temple got an online course. Like, come on now. Yeah, man.
a little about myself.
These people be saying any damn thing.
What made you want to do content? Because as a content creator, it's definitely it's a lot more to it than they try to let on.
Yeah, so it's funny. I've always had like a very vibrant personality. If you got to know me in person, you would probably say the same. Yeah, I don't know. I love being in front of the camera. It always came natural to me. I started YouTube at 13 years old. So I've always pretty much loved making.
The reason why Dr. Umar said that she's a struggle streamer because he's probably been watching her since she got on YouTube. Let me see, what, 9 years ago? He's been paying attention like, yo, she's a struggle streamer. Good God Almighty. It's unfolding.
Like it always just came so natural to me.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good that you wanted to get into content. And I saw some of your other videos where you were trying to do content as well. And I actually think that's good. I definitely think that you have the
Shout out to you.
personality for it. And I think that really, being that your father is who he is,
She looks a whole lot different than she did on that first video. I think she looks better on the first video. Look like she put on some weight too since the first video. Like, why she had to put on those dumbass eyelashes? Boy.
really, it shouldn't be an issue of someone's clout chasing because I feel like we should know who you are. I feel like we should have been introduced to you a long time ago.
Well, she been on the internet since she was 13, Cynthia G.
And it's like I said before you came here, as far as I'm concerned, Umar should have been taking you on his speaking engagements with him to try and train you to be able to follow.
Oh, God damn it. look at that girl. She's soaking that up, boy.
On his legacy, to follow through his legacy. But that wasn't an opportunity that was given to you. Instead, you were deprived of being able to be raised by your biological father. And now that you've come public, now you're being what I call bullied by your father. So I wanted to ask, how are you doing mentally? Because I know for me that wouldn't be easy to deal with. Like it wouldn't be easy for me to deal with, regardless to whether he was there or not. This is your father. So how do you feel about everything that's going on?
I don't agree with the response that he gave to me, as well as the response that he gave to my mother. I don't know if you recall, but he said Mama Smurf and daughter Smurf. I don't really think that was appropriate. If anything, what I would have respected out of him is if he would have came to social media and said, you know what, I was not in your life, I wasn't present, but moving forward, I want to make a change, I want to make an adjustment. But instead, I feel like He probably did respond out of hurt, but at the same time, it's like you're my dad, so I kind of expected more out of you. As far as mentally, I do have a great support system. I do take a step away from social media from time to time because it is a lot of negativity. It is a lot of bashing, and you can only do but so much. And at the end of the day, I know who I am, and I have strong skin. Thank God. Like I've gone viral other times, so I kind of know how to handle it.
Y'all believe anything that's coming out of her mouth? I don't.
Mentally, I just try to take a step away from it. I think that's good for everyone to just take a step away, regroup, and yeah.
So let me ask you this question, because absentee fatherism, because I know you said you were raised by your stepfather, which is actually really good that you were actually able to have a stepfather. I don't know that many people do. I would suspect that they don't because of the dynamic in our community. If Black men don't even want to raise their own children, I'm not going to sit here and think that they're going to want to raise someone else's children. They're very adamant that they don't. So what do you think about the fact that you have this fatherless epidemic within the community that has literally been talked about by nearly every single agency in this country, starting from since Black people left the plantation? These things have been tracked. What do you think about the fact that your dad is one of the loudest voices actually against absentee fatherism?
Of course, you will ask a question like that.
He's very adamantly on, he stands very adamantly on Black men accountability and them needing to take accountability, them needing to be in the home. Like I said, when we were on the Foxhole, when we were on the Foxhole discussion, he said that single mother led homes were one of the biggest issues in the Black community, and it was the product of a war being waged on Black men. Yet this is a man who also chose to walk out on his family. Because I have two questions. Did your mother, or do you know, because his narrative is that your mother kept him away from you. This is the narrative in the community. So I first wanted to just ask, what, if anything, what do you know
Such a loaded question, right? Because
about why he wasn't in your life?
So, him and my mom used to co-parent in the very beginning.
okay.
But after a while, he stopped picking me up. So my mom had to make police reports to document this to the courts so that they knew, hey, I came to this location. He was not there. I did my part. So, like I said, in the beginning, he was there, but then he stopped coming to get me. So my mom was pretty much.
Did your mother create a hostile environment? Did she create an environment that was inviting? Because look, if I supposed to pick you up on Saturday morning, right? Monday morning, your mama give me hell. Tuesday, she give me hell. Wednesday, hell. Thursday, more hell. Friday, more hell. What's the likelihood of me picking you up on Saturday after going through all that hell? Close to none.
Sole caretaker of me. What was the question again,
Cynthia? How old were you when he stopped visiting?
I was very young. If I had to take a guess, I want to say maybe like 10 or somewhere under there. I was very young.
Yeah, it sounds like around one of the most critical times in your life, because when you're 10, you're starting to go into the preteens, you're starting to understand and develop your own identity.
Of all content creators that this girl could have went to, she went to Cynthia G. She could have went to Tasha K. I mean, because Tasha K, she's picking up on this interview, and maybe Tasha K, maybe she will. But let me tell you something. From the look of that board in the back, she's gonna flame out.
So this was a very critical time, especially for girls when they get into the beginning stages of hitting puberty, needing,
Especially if she's talking about being a comedian.
to understand, I'm attracted to these males or even females over here. Nonetheless, sexual identity is developing. They need that guidance from their father. And it sounds like that was the primary time that he decided to leave. Given that he was there in a certain capacity when you were younger and then stopped, what was the impact when he stopped coming around? And what did you learn about why he stopped coming around?
So because I was so young, there was only so much I could do. when I was around my dad, he tried to tell me that my mom tried to keep me away from him, which was a lie. He also made another statement, not to go on a tangent, but he stated that the two mothers of his children wanted to marry him, which I don't know. My sister's
Okay,
brother.
hold on. We gotta double back to two mothers.
Yes, he has two children.
Oh, okay, but two different women.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry, that threw me a little bit.
So he actually claimed that they wanted to marry him. My mother never wanted to marry him. I just wanted to make that clear.
Your demise, her happiness is attached to your demise.
But yes, he tried.
Because he already done came out and said many times before, hey, they wanted to get married. They wasn't presenting a situation that I saw fit to marry. Even though we have kids, it's not quite suitable for marriage. No doubt the mama said, nah, hell nah, I don't want to marry that nigga, because he think he all that. He come around, he talking all that black power, all that righteousness stuff, and I ain't with that. I still want to eat pork. I ain't trying to do Allah.
Tell me that my mom tried to keep me away from him, which was a lie. He stopped coming to get me. So that was on him. They had a court order, he didn't follow it, and so that was pretty much the end of that. So he didn't hold up his responsibility. That was on him.
Why didn't he want to marry your mother? Because I would think that with this, because he's saying this too. Like, I don't know if you saw, I'll show you, because this is exactly what Umar is actually saying himself. He is going with the narrative that your mother kept him away from you, which is the narrative that black men always resort to. It's the primary one. She kept me away from my kid. Okay, fine. Even with a court order, she's doing it, and you're doing nothing in response. So in this, he actually is saying that as well. He's saying that, and he actually comes down here specifically, and he said, Mama Smurf has been lying to Baby Smurf her entire life. I was excluded from your life despite multiple family court or shared custody orders because I didn't marry your mother. You will be with both of us or neither one of us. That is the whole truth, all of the truth, and nothing but the truth. So this was Umar's latest response. And he definitely is blaming your mother and outright saying actually that your mother, because she was so bitter because he wouldn't marry her, she decided that she would violate multiple court orders and just keep him away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that post that we just went over?
Yes.
What do you think about him asserting that your mother and putting this out publicly after he got in the video and already admitted that he wasn't there for you?
So being that he's such a public figure, I think that he needs to be careful about the information that he's putting out, because for you to get on the internet and make lies and claims and allegations that are not true is kind of beyond me. I don't understand why my mom would want to marry a man that put his hands on her.
Her happiness is attached to your demise. Let me say this again, man. She will find pleasure in watching you fall. We don't call black women black because of their skin. We don't call black people black because of their skin. It's because of their spirit is black. Their soul is black. Their heart is black. Their thinking is dark. Just dark, man. Dark spirit, dark mind, dark. The force is dark in this one.
He also claimed that, I guess, my stepfather was the one that put his hands on her, which that was never true. But he was domestic towards my mother. But my mom never wanted to marry him. That's a complete lie. I don't know about the other baby mom or whatever, but my mom never wanted to marry him, ever. That's a lie.
Did he say why he wouldn't marry your mother? Because here's the thing. I would think, a man like Umar, I would think if he's parading around promoting black queens, black men should only be with black women, we need to build stable black families, the black man needs to be the head of the home. It sounds like he had an opportunity to be that head of the home because he's acknowledging that your mother wanted to marry him. Okay, that's fine. From his perspective, your mother wanted to marry him, but he chose not to. He had an opportunity to create a stable black family and he chose not to. Did he ever give you an explanation as to why he did not marry your mother?
No, because I was only in contact with him at such a young age, so I wouldn't even have been able to comprehend what was going on.
Usually when it goes like that, because if there's animosity between a mother and a father, of course that's going to feed down into the child. Because if there was a good parenting situation, then of course then it would have feed off into the child. Like if communication was great between mom and dad, and of course, they just feeds off into the child. And the child, she's having good communication with both parents. But if communication is toxic between mom and dad and it's non-existence, then of course little baby Smurf is going to suffer.
And your mother said she didn't want to marry him, so obviously she wouldn't. And of course,
She probably looked just like a mom right there.
he was abusive. You shouldn't marry your abuser. So
I would imagine, if let's just rock with it, right? Dr. Umar, he probably is the verbal type. He was probably very direct with his words. And one thing that I do know about women is that if you are sharp with your words, they take your words to heart and very personal. Instead of taking it as tools to build with, they'll be like, oh, it's a personal attack. You could say that, hey, I don't, the way that you're talking to me is unacceptable, and I will not tolerate that. And they will take that as an opportunity to not say anything. Now, we gotta. It really um communication, because once again, man, we're talking about young people, like 20-year-old people. Okay, and when I say 20-year-olds, I'm talking about people who are in their 20s, 25, 28 range. Okay, in the free world, we're in the free world. 28, there are a lot of external things going on. There are a lot of distractions, like too many distractions for a 20 something year old to lock into what's more valuable, what's more important. Because let's be clear, your mother, she has a responsibility in putting you in the best situation too, okay? Because I know you want to put it all on Dr. Umar, as you should. He's a man, whoop de whoop de whoop. He's smart. He's smarter than the average bear. But your mother, she play a major role in how you are developing the relationship that you have, and if you talk or don't talk to your father.
abuse and not marrying, best decision she could have made. But I find it interesting that this man is talking about stable black families, had multiple opportunities to create one, it sounds like, and each time he decided that he would just create a broken home, that he wouldn't raise his daughter, because he literally came out, and I don't know, did you see the video where he was admitting to, saw that video?
Admitting to what?
Where he's admitting to not being there for you.
Yes.
So what do you think about his response, given that there's a video? There's a video of him basically predicting this. Then you come out and do what he's predicted. And then in response to you doing what he predicted, he goes on a bullying media campaign, mishandling you completely because you are his child. So there's a way that a psychologist should be handling his own child. There's a way a decent man should be handling his own child. But he's mishandling you, quite frankly, to me, putting your mother, dog whistling to put your mother in harm's way with this trope that, you know, she kept me away from this daughter, turned this daughter against me. Now this daughter is coming out exposing me. But he already predicted this. So what do you think about the fact that he has a video out here where he predicted this, but he is now calling you a clout chaser and putting your mother in harm's way in response to it?
I just think that it makes him appear more as a fraud and a hypocrite. You can't get on social media and say one thing, but you're doing the complete opposite. I will never take away from Dr. Umar's work. I think he's very smart, very intellectual. I think a lot of people would say the same. Very smart man. I've watched multiple interviews that he has done on The Breakfast Club and on other platforms. So I'll never take away from who he is and his work. But if I looked up to somebody who did, you know, a certain line of work, especially psychology, and they aren't in their own children's lives, it's kind of like, well, how are you advocating for this, but you're going completely against it? It doesn't make any sense.
Because your mother is making it extremely difficult. Hell, I would go out and say impossible. How? Women got to knock it off. Women can create hostile environments. Women can create situations that are absolutely impossible to be in. Hell, women create situations that they don't even want to be in. And then they were like, well, why the man ain't here? Hell, you don't even want to be there. Man, knock it off.
But I'll never take away from his work.
Yeah. This to me is just completely not the way. To be honest, I would have expected Umar to handle this situation differently. I would have expected him to pull it off of an online platform and do it behind closed doors. That's what I would have expected. Even given Umar's self-aggrandizement, even given his arrogance, because he did say he is a doctor of psychology who primarily works with children, I would have expected him not to bully his own daughter publicly in response to this. Because at the end of the day, he said he was not there for you. He said
he wasn't trying to bully her. He was just calling to play what it was, man. She already done said that, hey, for 9 years, she's been a content creator. He's been paying attention, which he's been watching because he dropped a context clue and said, well, she's a struggle streamer, which says that he's been watching her over the years. Now she want to use my name to get clout. Come on, Cynthia. Knock it off, man.
You were going to expose him because he didn't pour into you the way that he was supposed to. So then to come and
The way that she had wanted to.
attack you in response to you doing what he predicted, to me is complete trash and is complete mishandling. And to me, it actually shows 100% his character. But the reality is, the black community doesn't hold black men to any character standards. There's none. Not even the ones we call leaders. So instead of the black community rallying behind you and saying, Umar, this is your child. You've acknowledged this is your child. Take your family grievance off the internet and deal with it privately. But he chose not to do that. And instead have called you a clout chaser. And instead have decided to say that you are after a money grab. And
She
people are
is.
saying the same thing. They're questioning your motives for exposing him.
Come on now.
Are saying things like, well, why did you wait until now?
Push.
Speaking a little bit about your motives for exposing him and why you came out now. Because apparently what
Best question of the night so far. Let's go.
you said in the past they missed that memo. I know what you said. I know what you said was the reason you came forward. It was very understandable to me. But people are still saying you're a clout chaser. You're hired by the CIA. Why now did you choose to expose him?
Damn, the
So the
CIA.
only reason why I brought it to social media was because I tried to reach out to him regarding my sister and he ignored me. I did make a video originally on TikTok and Instagram. My TikTok.
I wonder if I were to go on Google and just put in Dr. Umar's relatives, what kind of names will come up? I'm just wondering.
Taken down, But in the video, I did say,
And like I said, Philadelphia ain't this crazy city where you have all of these black people, right? And you can't locate somebody. Like if you really wanted to locate somebody in Philly, you can. You really can.
I'm trying to bash him, and that the main motive and reason for me making that video was to try to find my sister, which I did. So I literally found her within a day. Her mother reached out to me, and I am now in contact with her. So I did want a conversation out of him, which I did not get. I don't know if you guys recall, but me and him was supposed to meet up somewhere on Thursday to have a conversation, but that didn't happen because he continued to ignore me. So I just kind of let it go.
It's because you be a clout chaser, bro.
Wow. So your goal wasn't to come for a money grab, which, by the way, I'm gonna say this because it really needs to be said. I don't think you can be a clout chaser of a man who has an obligation to you. There is no clout chasing of your father. So this is an immature stance to begin with. This man, even though admitting that you're his daughter, even though he's blaming it on your mother, he's showing a detachment to you. He's showing literally a complete disregard. Why are you calling your daughter a clout chaser? Why are you saying she's after a money grab as if you don't have a financial obligation to your child? This is a man who neglected you for, it sounds like, a 12-year span, because you said he stopped coming around when you were 10, so that would be 12 years, then you would then be 22. So this man has completely chosen to make himself absent, a non-factor in your life for a span of 12 years, and then wants to call you a clout chaser as if he doesn't have an obligation to you to begin with. It's like, this is your obligation. When did you first learn that you had other sisters by Umar? So my mom told me that the mother of my sister actually came to our old house, and I don't know why she was trying to get in contact with my mom, but that was when I had found out, like, oh wow, I have another sibling. And I have actually been told that he has 3 to 4 other children, but I'm not going to continue to say that because from my knowledge, he only has another daughter. But yeah. Wow. How did it make you feel when you get older? You learn that, okay, your father just decided he didn't want to come around at a critical point in time. And then you learn that he has multiple other children, because this is something that's actually going around now a lot. Like there's a lot of talk. He have 3 different.
Like, tell you the truth, man, I'm almost tired of even hearing about this damn thing, man. Look, like I've said, her demise, her happiness is attached to your demise, man. Okay, let's don't make no mistakes about it, right? You will be. She is working on your downfall. Okay, she is working on your downfall. If you're up, cool. If you're up, she's not happy. She needs her foot on your neck. She needs her foot in your back in order to bring her some happiness. Because if she's not at peace with herself, you better believe that she's not going to have any kind of peace towards you. Good God Almighty, man. If she is unhappy with herself, you best believe it's going to cost you your happiness and peace as well. If she's not at peace with herself, you best believe she will bring harm to your peace. I got tired of watching it, man. It got so triggering for me, man, because just watching Cynthia G just feed into the demise of a black family, just feed into the problem, it just did something to me. Like, you know what? It's the people like that who aren't good for the black community, dog. They're not, they feed into they only see exploitation. And poor baby girl, you don't even see it. These people are going to use you up, okay? This industry, they will use your story to exploit you and your father and your mother. Meanwhile, you'll be looking for, you're really searching for something, because I think you took the first step to really find some peace and some happiness and some closure. But these people, they're going to feed the negativity. And I hope that you find completion somewhere at the end of the day because you need it. But I'm out, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Dr. Umar's daughter. She's on Cynthia G. And about the happiness, about her unhappiness it's costing you. I know that's a snow bunny right there. And Dr. Umar, he ain't into the snow bunnies, but I think that girl crying is so on time. Y'all let me know what y'all think though.